Hey guys, it's Miss Jenny, and welcome to week 22 of our lessons. We only have 2 more to go. This week we are continuing our final lesson on how Jesus shows us how to live and how we need to copy Jesus. We're going to continue to talk about how Jesus shows us how to live in our world, in our life, and how we need to copy Jesus and how he teaches us to love and care for others. This week, we are going to be reading the story of the Good Samaritan, which is a story that Jesus told people who had a question for him about how we should love other people the right way. Before we start our story, let's begin with our Bible verse. Remember, our Bible verse are words straight from the Bible. We're going to be finishing our Bible verse in Psalms, which says, "O Lord, you alone are my hope." Let's do that one more time. "O Lord, you alone are my hope." Yes, if we have any hope of loving people the right way, caring for them the right way, then the only hope that we do have is in the Lord. He can show us what we need to do. He gives us the love that we need when we look at other people. Sometimes we may not like all other people, but we are asked to love them. And that is exactly what today's story is about. Let's go ahead and get started on today's story. The Good Samaritan. One day, a lawyer put Jesus to the test. He said, "I know the law says to love God with all of my heart and to love my neighbor as myself, but who is my neighbor?" Jesus told him this parable story. A man was on his way to the city of Jericho. Some robbers beat him, and they stole everything that he had. The man was hurt. He needed help. Along came a priest. The priest saw the man, but he did not stop. Along came a helper in the temple. He saw the man, but he did not stop. Along came a Samaritan man. When he saw the hurt man, he stopped. The Samaritan man cleaned up the man's wounds. He lifted the man onto his own donkey and took him down the road to an inn. They stayed at the inn. The Samaritan man took care of the hurt man all night long, said Jesus. In the morning, the Samaritan man gave the innkeeper 2 silver coins and said, "Take good care of him until I return." After Jesus finished the story, he asked, "Which one of these 3 men was the neighbor?" The lawyer answered, "The one who took care of the hurt man." Jesus said, "Go and do as he did." Okay, guys, there's a lot of important information about today's story. In today's story, somebody wanted to know, who is my neighbor? Remember, we have learned that we need to love God and love others. Those are the most important rules that we can ever have. And when it says love others, it used to say love your neighbor. And so the guy was like, well, who is my neighbor? If we were asking it today, we might say, well, who are others? Who are the others that I'm supposed to love? You see, this lawyer was testing Jesus because he was hoping that Jesus would tell people that there were only certain people that we should love. But Jesus didn't get mad, and he didn't get angry, even though he was being tested. Jesus answered in a loving story because Jesus shows us how to live, and we need to copy Jesus. When somebody was trying to get Jesus into trouble, Jesus didn't get mad and upset with them. He didn't get angry and he didn't yell. He told them a story that made them think in a loving way. He said, if somebody was really hurt, who is the person that really shows love to somebody, even when that somebody is not somebody that they like? In the story, a man was hurt, and 3 people came by that man. and two of them did not help him at all. And those two men were very holy, men who loved God. So why didn't they help him? Well, we don't know for sure, but we have some guesses. They could have been on their way to do something else. Maybe they were in a hurry. That really shouldn't be an excuse, though. The other thing is that there used to be a law in the Jewish law that said that if you were going to touch somebody who was dead, then you had to stay outside of where everybody lived for 7 days to be clean. So maybe they thought that the man was dead and they didn't want to touch him because then they didn't want to have to go outside of where they lived and have to wait there. It's kind of like being in timeout for 7 days. They didn't want to have to do that. There could have been other reasons too. Maybe they didn't have anything that they knew how to help the man with, any bandages or a donkey with them or money to help anybody. We're not really sure, but we do know that the third man that did help the man who was hurt was a Samaritan. And you might say, so what? Why does that matter? A Samaritan person was somebody who used to be Jewish. They used to believe in all of the things the Jews believed about God and all of the rules that they followed. But a long time ago, they moved somewhere else and they started following some different rules. And so the Jews and the Samaritans were very angry at each other because they followed different rules. Have you ever known somebody that maybe they don't like you or you don't like them just because you're different? The same was in this story. The Jews and the Samaritans really did not like each other. They thought each other was very, very wrong, and they were upset with each other. And so if the Samaritan man saw a Jew who was hurt, he didn't like that person. So it would have made sense that he wouldn't have helped somebody he didn't like. But what did he do instead? In this story, he said, it doesn't matter that I don't like this person. This person is hurt, and I will help them. And not only did he help them, he took them to a place and even paid for the man to be helped. He went past all of his hurts, all of his anger, maybe even his fears of other people getting upset with him because he helped somebody that was different than him. He did what he knew was right. And that story is so important that Jesus told it to us. Jesus said, this is how we should live. We should love other people, not if it's okay or if we want to, if we feel like it, or if we all agree on the same thing. Jesus said we need to love people and care for them no matter what, even when we're upset with them, even when it hurts, even when it's hard. And yes, that is a hard lesson to do. I'm sure that you could probably think of somebody that you don't like, or that makes you upset, or that's mean to you. And in this story, when the man was saying, so who's my neighbor? Who should I love? He was really hoping that Jesus would give him an answer of, you should love people who are nice to you, or you should love people who are like us and believe what we believe. That is not the answer that Jesus gave. Jesus said we need to love everybody, no matter what. And I know that that's kind of hard for me sometimes. Sometimes people are being mean to me, or people are doing things that I don't like what they're doing to me, or they're saying things, and I want to just be able to say something back to them. But that is not what Jesus asks us to do. Jesus asks us to treat other people like we would want to be treated. Is that easy? No, it's not. It's not always easy, but it is what Jesus asks us to do. Jesus shows us how to live in our world, in our life, and how we need to copy Jesus and how he teaches us to love and care for others. Okay, so what is your homework for this week? No, I'm not asking you to write a paper or memorize some lines, but I am asking you for this week, if you see somebody at school or at home or even in your neighborhood who is difficult for you to love, maybe it's even a brother or sister, then you need to try and do your very best and be like the Good Samaritan. You need to love them no matter what. You think you could try that for me? I hope so. During Lent, it is our time of change. It is our time to try and be our very best selves, especially when it's hard. I think you can do it. Give it a try. Well, that is all for our message today. Go ahead and do some of our fun activities. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.